Welcome back to another episode of the Six Man Tag Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. As always, I'm Mike. Joining me today, I'm skipping someone because a certain someone can't be here today. No, it's not Dennis who we're going to call a cunt. It's Craig that we're going to call a cunt this week because his tummy hurt and he had to bail. I don't know what else to really say about it except Craig, you're a cunt. And moving along, the man of 1,000 entrances. Nope, 1,001 introductions. It's Skylar.
White trash and rednecks. The following contest is a tag team handicap triple threat Hell in a Cell match scheduled for one fall. That should have been a 6-man, but Craig is fat and a cunt. Introducing first, hailing from Chick-fil-A, Bruce Village. I don't know how the fuck to say these names. You give me these hard fucking names.
Thank you.
Yes, Scott Steiner is good enough to get the first comeback around.
All right, I appreciate it. Is that the first repeat?
That's what I meant. The first repeat.
Okay. I had to clarify. And joining us today, again, I have, getting into the guest intros early because there's only 2 of us on this podcast this week instead of 3. You're correct. Joining us, a up and coming tag team in the wrestling world, joining us straight from the Bronx. It's Payne Hakim Ali, the House of Payne. Welcome, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Thanks for having us. Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you guys having us on.
Listen, we love talking about wrestling, especially with people that do it. Exactly. People that wrestle. I love having these interviews. And this is the first tag team that we've ever had on. We've had a bunch of interviews. This is the first time that we've had a tag team together on. Listen, I'm happy. I'm happy you guys are here. This is going to be awesome. Just chatting before we hit record. This is, I think, it's gonna be a must listen. I'm gonna say it right off the bat.
For sure. Well, we're gonna share it like crazy, so everyone can.
Yeah, I feel honored to be the first on
the first tag team.
Yeah, I feel honored.
That's first tag team. Let's set this bar high. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
So I think I'll just kick this interview off how I do everything. So whichever one of you guys wants to go first, I'll let. I don't know who likes to take the lead with you guys. Who likes to?
Kim always starts the promos. That's how we do it.
So I guess I'll ask, where did your wrestling fandom start, and how did that turn into wanting to wrestle, and what's the backstory?
Well, me personally, it started, years ago, in the early 80s. I just happened to wake up too early on a Saturday morning and went into my parents' bedroom and wanted my father to fix me some breakfast. And he was like, "Boy, it's Saturday, get up out of here, man. I ain't fixing no breakfast. Get a bowl of cereal." So I get a bowl of cereal and I sat down on the floor. He cut the TV on and it was wrestling on there, and I was hooked from then on. That's my story into how I discovered professional wrestling.
I feel like that's how it goes for most people. No, like myself included. I'm flipping channels. I'm like, what's this wrestling thing? And then here I am, nearly 30 years later, still a fan of it. So yeah, I mean, Nick, for you, when did you start watching?
For me, I started watching very, very early. I was like maybe 2 or 3 years old. My grandfather actually got me into it. And he used to just I stay up late, and I remember like him sitting me down on the couch and just like, "Hey, let's watch this." And it would be like a tape recorded event that he recorded for himself, and we would just watch it. And ever since then, I fell in love with it. So it was something that just instantly gravitated to it. Everything else went to the wayside. It was wrestling 24/7 all day, every day.
What were some of the earlier matches that you remember watching that were like, "Oh yeah, this is it"?
I remember seeing Royal Rumble '89, Axe
Okay.
versus Smash. So
Alright.
like that to me was amazing because I was always I was a mark for the face paint and masked wrestlers, anything like that, superhero stuff almost.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing that. I also remember seeing a tape of WrestleMania 3 with Savage and Steamboat,
Of
and
course.
not even being able to appreciate it the right way, but just all the pageantry, all the glitz and the glamour of it was just something that attracted me to the game.
Once upon a time, it felt like the way they presented, like, WrestleMania, Starrcade, events like that, the pageantry, as you said, such a different vibe back then. I mean,
Yes.
just as celebrity focused as it is these days, yet at the same time, I can't put my finger on it, but it's just
Well, you didn't have,
a little more majestic in some weird, stupid way.
you didn't have, Liberace at WrestleMania 1 doing a frog splash through the table on a wrestler like Logan Paul
Right.
at,
Right.
last week at SummerSlam. So yes, times have changed, but
Times have
it kind of stays the same.
You
where
had Mr. T in the main event.
shit, you're right. Okay, fair.
The
Right,
theme
and like-
song was Easy Lover by Phil Collins and Philip Bailey. And
Wow.
as you know how I feel, that is one of the greatest songs of all time.
It's a banger.
But
I
yeah, I
didn't
just
even know
remember,
that,
like,
by the way.
the red, white, and blue ropes, and then they had the lights, red, white, and blue. Like everything was so like bright and in your face. It stood out. I think now that's another thing that they, everything ropes are all one color. It's all like, they got a million screens all over the place.
It hurts my eyes just looking at ringside now. Like, what the
Right.
fuck?
Because it was at WrestleMania, it was a little corner of the barricade had a screen. Now the whole goddamn barricade's a screen. How far off are we until the actual canvas is a screen? By WrestleMania 40, 1000%.
So Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton had a match a couple of years. You know what? Don't watch it.
Right.
Right.
It was awful. It was awful. Same with you, Ali. Like, what are some of the earlier matches that you remember watching that made you, realize that wrestling? Yes, let's do this.
Well, I had a backtrack. Like first, the very first like WrestleMania that I paid attention to, like storyline wise, was WrestleMania 4.
Okay.
And then later on, I had to, I'm gonna give away my age, but back when they had video stores, I had to backtrack, right? Had to backtrack and follow up what happened 1 through 3. But the first one that I remember like really getting real deep into was the whole storyline with the twin referees and all of that whole story going into WrestleMania 4 with the tournament and everything. So that was like my very first time that I actually, because when I first watched it, it was like every now and then, but through that whole storyline is when I stayed focused onto it during that time era.
Now, listen, I'm just going to throw out that you don't have to worry about showing your age. I think maybe the age isn't the same, but we're in that same generation of, listen,
sure.
a lot of my wrestling, I have to go to Blockbuster and hope that they had the stuff on the shelves. Like, listen to the kids out there. And this is probably the 5th time we've done this on a podcast, but I don't care. It's worth bringing up every time. Kids, you had to get in your car and drive.
Yep.
And more than likely, it was your parent.
Thank you. And paying. And you had to hope that they had a copy of anything. They had the box, but you had to hope there was a copy to rent behind it. And you had to take it home, put it in your VCR, and just watch. And
so this applied to video games too.
They did, yes.
Yep.
And you had to hope for the best. So if you wanted to watch a bunch of stuff, you needed a bunch of money and a bunch of time, and you had to hope they had it in stock. You didn't have all this on-demand stuff that everyone's spoiled with nowadays. Even though I appreciate it now.
Do you remember the price of the actual VHS if you wanted to? It was like $68.
To actually buy it?
Tape.
Yes.
Yeah, to actually buy it.
It's insane to me. It's
It
insane.
is.
The pay-per-views alone back then. How much is an AEW pay-per-view these days? In the States, not in the UK.
You wait, you want the real $50.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that what I pay? No, but don't worry about it.
But yeah, no, that's how I discovered some of my favorite matches earlier on. My favorite match is basically Cactus Jack versus Triple H Royal Rumble 2000. And first, I had to wait till I could rent the VHS for that one because I couldn't watch it live at the time.
Wow.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you had to go out of your way to watch. Sure, you could watch wrestling every week, but if you wanted to go back in time, you had to. It was a commitment.
Yeah,
so
sure.
We're right there with you. I remember.
Now, did you guys like more early on? Like, did you guys? Was it mostly WWF at the time? Was there any NWA, WCW that caught your attention?
For me,
I maybe ECW.
WWE was definitely like the starter, and then my grandfather also will record, WCW. There was a program for WCW that was on really late at night in New York, and he would wake me up. I'd have school the next day, and he'd wake me up, and my mother would be like, "Listen, he has school," and he's like, "Hey, shut up. He's gonna watch this with me. He'll be all right." So I got that little bit at WCW at the time, and then ECW. I was kind of, getting a little older, so I had to. Me and Hakim were actually talking about this the other day, staying up late to watch it, 2 a.m. on MSG. Good old days, man.
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah. For myself, I discovered NWA/WCW a little later. Like I really didn't follow the whole like Dusty and the early Ric Flair times. I got into WCW more like I would say late 80s, early 90s, like around the time when Sting won his first world title.
Yeah.
That's when I kind of paid attention. And and then discovering the Steiner brothers. And they really when I discovered them, that really had me watching WCW then.
My intro fit this week then.
Yeah, it did.
Man. And that was back when he was still like doing the Steiner driver too, which is one of my favorite finishers ever. I should have been up on the
dangerous thing I've ever seen in my life. That move is crazy.
Yes, it is. I should have said that on the finishers podcast. Damn, I didn't think about that. But
so listen, you're clearly fans for a lengthy period. So when does the time come for each of you to say, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be a wrestler?
Oh,
what clicked?
Go ahead, Nick. I'll let you take that first.
Mine's is 1999, which sounds nuts now, but yeah, no, 1999. I had a group
scares us too.
I had a group of friends that were doing the backyard thing, and it was just that's what you did at the time. I mean, it's silly now when you think about it, but we all did it. And for me, it was. I always looked at always looked at wrestling as something that I wanted to do. So when I got with them, they were kind of just in it to play. And I got with them and I started to put actual structure to things. So, and then that's kind of how it evolved. Like I was like, I could do this. We were putting on shows for people. We lived in the projects in New York. So we would put it on for the local guys there that would drink and smoke at night. We'd be out there beating the shit out of each other with wet floor signs. And and then we seen it like, we could draw a crowd with it. So, then we wound up getting a ring, started my own company, Empire Pro, and it is like it just snowballed from there. Hakim came in and was watching us one day and then decided to join, and then Hakim, you could take it from there from when you got there.
I actually was going to get to the origin story of the House of Payne, but continue.
Oh, okay. Well, it still haven't started yet.
Yeah, House of Payne.
Exactly. We're going to get to that.
Yeah, the House of Payne came later on.
By the way, gentlemen, thank you for having us on. I'm gonna have a Swig of Jack for you guys.
So just like Nick said, because I'm a little bit older than Nick. So I started having a family young. So it kind of took me away from that dream of being a pro wrestler, so I have responsibilities. So just like Nick said, I was watching him, just watching how they was doing shows and stuff like that. And it got the fire burning in me again. It was like, you know what? Before I I get too old and I start to feel like, damn, I let that one slide away. I didn't even at least try. And it was always something that I always wanted to do, and I didn't at least try. So before I even spoke to them, and they was doing shows in the actual ring and stuff, I went to get trained so I can do shows with them. And that's how the communication with Nick and I started. So I went to go train with the SATs, and then came to him and started doing the shows that he was promoting.
Yeah, and then I was initially taught and trained like how to bump and a little bit of what it took to do it by a family friend of mine who actually wound up being in the business. His name is Happy the Clown. So like I always got to give him props for introducing me, and he took me to the original Doghouse, which in New York is like a church. Like that's where Homicide started, Low Key started, Amazing Red, the SATs, all those guys came up through there. So like where I learned how to take my first bumps and stuff, right? Where I learned how to take my first bumps and my first introduction into actually pursuing it as a real profession was through that.
Nice. All right. So did you train with a lot of those guys? Because the year you're kind of thrown out there, it seems that's when a lot of those guys would have also gotten their start. Or was it a little before that they would have trained?
It was a little. Well, they were there, but I didn't train with them.
Okay.
Like they were like the advanced, big class, and I didn't really. Again, I was I think 15 at the time, and it was in Brooklyn. I was from the Bronx, so I only got to go there a few times to actually learn how to bump and stuff, and then I took that back to where I was, and I started teaching all the guys that I was with how to bump and this is what we need to do. This is how we need to do it.
Right.
And that's how that kind of snowballed into what became Empire Pro.
All right. So that's you guys, the Empire EPW.
Yes.
Today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's us.
Then
we just brought it back after 10 years.
So then I'll throw a plug out right now early on. You can follow them on Instagram, Empire Pro _CT.
Thank you.
So follow it. So do you tour, or all the shows are out of East Haven?
All the shows are out of East Haven for right now.
Okay. All right. Listen, that's not. We'll have to listen. Connecticut's not far. We'll make our way down there.
Wonderful. Yeah. I mean, we got our next event coming September 16th. We just announced it the other day. So September 16th, 7:30. It's at the Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling Training School run by Paul Roma. He's allowing us to use his building and everything. Yeah, Paul Roma trained us as well.
Nice.
We'll to the second half of that. But
you give us spoilers.
Yeah. Thanks for the yes. Thanks for the plug, guys. I appreciate it.
Yep. I mean, listen,
that's a Friday. That's doable.
Yeah, right. Listen, you guys are doing us a huge favor by coming on. I would be silly not to give 10,000 plugs, as much as you want. Throw it out there.
Awesome.
So I guess we kind of have the origin of how you guys came together. So what was the start? So how long have you been a tag team? Would you say, like officially?
We just made 7 years, 8 years?
8 years now. 8 years.
Okay.
8 years as a team. And that's the thing, like when we did Empire Pro, I ran that up until 2014. In 2014, we got the athletic commission in New York. They, told me I couldn't run any more shows because I didn't have a license. Didn't even know, you know what I'm saying? And license in New York is like $10,000. So we had to shut that down. And when we shut that down, Hakim was still training with the SAT in Fighting Spirit Wrestling in Brooklyn. So we wound up joining him there. And we started getting trained in the Lucha Libre style with Joel Maximo. Joel Maximo was actually the guy who put us on a team. He made us the House of Payne.
Oh, interesting.
Right. So that Empire Pro was just me and Hakim meeting each other and kind of like getting to know each other better. And then we trained together with FSW, and he brought us up to his office one day and was like, listen, we're going to start a team. And it was us two and another guy named Dre. He's like, we're going to start out a team. We're going to call you guys the House of Payne. And Hakim, if you want to pick up from there.
Yeah, he put his. It was, it's funny that this is the 6-man podcast, because House of Payne was originally a 6-man team. Yeah.
What I 3-man team, but yeah,
Well,
I get what you're
3-man,
saying.
but when you really think about it, 6-man tag.
Right.
Right. That's right. That's our gimmick.
Then
I
he got a
guess.
stomach ache. He had to leave the team. No. DJ.
So yeah, Joel called us, like Nick said, called us to the office and put us together. And the funny thing about it was I don't know about the third member, but Nick and I didn't like this situation at first. We was like, what the hell? Because we was both singles guys.
Right.
And we was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, I'm like, what the hell? So it was kind of like, okay, cool. Because we was already cool with each other anyway. And, we was already rolling with each other. So we was like, let's see what this is about. And it might sound hokey, but that first match that we wrestled as a team, everything just gelled. And then it was like, you know what? That's it. We the team. It's Nick Payne, Hakim Ali. We are the team. It's the House of Payne.
Right, because the original, we cut a promo for the first time we were going to debut as the House of Payne. If you go back and watch that promo on YouTube, it looks like I'm going to be the leader and the singles guy. And I brought Hakim and the other guy together as like my backup.
Right.
They put us in that tag team, me and Hakim, that one time, and we were like, I don't know what you had planned, but this is what we're doing. Me and him are the tag team. Like we had so much chemistry. It was so crazy. The first match right out of the gate, we had that chemistry and had never teamed with each other before, had never even shared a ring with each other.
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That was wow. That was gonna be like my follow-up. Like, were you guys ever opponents? Because I've heard of that where guys are opponents. Let's put them as a tag team. So nothing. It just, I guess, things just click. Right. And clearly, it's been a run going from then all the right 8 years, like you said.
8 years. Yep, 8 years. Mm-hmm.
And I did want to say, like, kind of like maybe ask about like a bit of an athletic background, but I've gathered from some of the folks that you mentioned you were joined by. Basically, for big dudes, you are very athletic. I'm watching you guys like come off the top rope with the elbow drop, no problem. I could see you throw a super kick just as well as anyone. Like your double team moves are smooth as hell. Like you guys are definitely athletic dudes.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean,
thank you.
That's what Joel Maximo definitely got us. That Joel Maximo and another guy who's out there, his name is Whiplash. He spent a lot of time with us as well, teaching us some of the lucha libre stuff, because we kind of had the wrestling down and we knew how to do the moves. Mm-hmm. But as far as like the lucha libre stuff and being that quick, he kind of helped us out with that too. So got to mention him and got to mention Joel for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of, it helps you on your feet, kind of helps you with a little smoothness, and it's also like kind of a little spice for your repertoire.
Absolutely. And it's funny because we'll come out, and if you see it for the first time, y'all automatically like, oh, this is gonna be,
here
slow
comes the
pace.
natural disasters.
Yeah, here comes the slow pace.
All this meat.
Yeah. And then it's like once the bell ring and we start moving, it changes everybody's perspective. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But we're also, I mean, you probably could have fit well in like that early 80s slow style too. If you just slow everything down and cut, they would have told you, cut out all that quick shit.
Right. Well, that's what happened when we wound up going to Rome.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. A product of that era wants you to slow things down and just be big dudes, of course.
Right.
Well, that's probably the beauty of it. Like you said, people expect this, and then by the end of the match, everyone's on their feet, I imagine. I mean,
right. Usually at the end of any show that we're on where it's a new crowd that we're in front of, we always get it. Always. Somebody comes up to us and he's like, man, when I see you guys, I thought y'all wasn't going to move, but y'all motherfuckers can move. And it's like, we appreciate it. Like, that's the best part.
When I was like researching you guys leading up to this, like I kind of had the similar reaction that I had to the first time I ever watched Keith Lee. Just like, holy shit, he's a cruiserweight. That's wow. If Mark Henry was a cruiserweight.
Yeah, man. Now we definitely take that as like a huge compliment, man. That's the best compliment we could receive is being
Yeah,
that
but it
unexpected
just
team.
you guys not only is like your presentation too. Like you guys know how to work a match. Like I watched your
Thank
match
you.
with what I watched before here. The Hood.
Oh, the
It
hoods.
was a tag
Oh
team title
yeah.
match.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I watched that before. There, it's like, yeah, it's like you guys are pros at this. I would say Vince should call you up, but oops.
Yeah.
Well, Triple H can.
H Cat, yep. Trips, if you're listening, we know you are.
Listen, Triple H, Tony Khan, Billy Corgan, all of y'all. We ready for business.
Court Bauer.
Yeah,
Who
all
else?
of them.
Tony Khan.
If you run a wrestling company, we ready.
What's Gabe Spolsky up to these
Thompson.
Right.
Actually, you guys ever have any interaction? Okay, so we've had a lot of participants of this particular federation on here. Have you guys ever had any interaction with NEW?
Actually, no. That's the only place we haven't been to.
Oh,
Interesting.
We've been trying to, and we've been like every time they have an event, we're booked somewhere, so we just
Okay.
haven't been able to go. We would love to go, because at the end of the day, in New England, they're the top guys.
Yep.
That's the top company. That's where everybody's trying to get to. So, but no, yeah, we actually haven't even been to a live show.
All right.
supposed to go to the Civic Center show, but
Yeah, that got
a lot of
Poughkeepsie.
things in the wrestling world happened.
This
Damn
is
it,
true.
Jeff.
We'll have to I'm not gonna say I'm not saying we have any connections, but I'll have to we could try and send a text to somebody.
Hey,
Absolutely. We appreciate
Yeah.
we
Pass
appreciate
your
all the help. We appreciate all the
Yeah,
help.
I'll pass
for
it
sure.
on. I'm not gonna act like I'm connected, but
We've interviewed almost all their refs.
I know. I feel like at this
maybe
point
a quarter
we've
of their
had-
roster.
Yeah, at
A
this point,
manager.
we'll see.
And a dude that was just on the ROH pay-per-view.
Oh, nice.
Shout out, Bill.
That's true. It was there. So I guess in 8 years, what do you feel like's been your best match, and what's been the most high profile match you guys have had to date, you'd say?
Kim, you want to take this? You're gonna chew, or what are we doing?
I'm trying to think here.
That man was taking that apple juice like nobody's business.
For the YouTube audience,
Right.
exclusive.
Audience.
Yeah, I had to, feed the guns here. I had to
Oh,
feed the guns
Jesus
there.
Christ.
Hey,
Damn hard.
Damn. Highest profile. I would say, it would have meant a lot more if it was a lot more fans there. But I'm glad that we did it anyway. It was when about a year ago when we was at the Ocean Center, live on pay-per-view, for the NAWA, and we wrestled
Logan Creed.
Logan Creed. Well, he called himself something else now in MLW. What's his name at MLW?
It escapes me.
Yeah. And one of
I know
the
that name too. Hold on.
yeah, Logan Creed, 7 foot, like 7 feet tall.
Yeah. Big old dude.
Big old dude. And
Yeah.
and his partner was
Mads Kruger,
Mask.
yes.
member of the Contra unit.
Yes.
Right, yes.
You're 6'8", so you can't teach 7 foot, but you could teach 6'8".
But just to be in that arena, knowing the history of that arena, it was just
the NWO.
it was just a blessing to wrestle in that arena like that. It was just, I would say that was a real big moment in our career when we did that.
That and being
also,
able to work Cowboy Bob Orton and
I was just about to say that.
Wow.
I was just about to say
tag
that.
team wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Did you take the
he didn't have the cast. He didn't have the
No,
cast.
I didn't have the cast.
After 30 years, he finally healed up for us.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you a funny story about this match though. We setting things up and what's supposed to happen. And they won't talk to us for anything. They won't say a word to us. So we finally actually get them to speak to us about it. And Hakim tells me inside, he goes, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna power slam Bob Orton." And I said, "Please don't kill Bob Orton. Like, please don't do this. Like, we we don't need that kind of heat."
That
So-
is nuclear heat.
Right. So then we
You killed
get
Cowboy Bob?
all right. So now he tells me this on the side, and I'm like, all right, whatever. Just please, be careful. They finally come over to talk to us, and Bob Orton asks us which one of us wants to take a second rope suplex. And we're like, holy hell. So Hakim decides to take it. We go to the match. Hakim takes the damn suplex, but now I get knocked out of the ring. I'm peeking over the apron to watch this happen. Like, if he falls on Bob Orton, I want to see it. Like, I have to watch this. So he goes, he gets him over. They do that. Now it's time for Hakim to do this power slam. Hakim grabs Bob Orton, scoops him up, and Bob Orton has a death grip on the top rope. He's not trying to go. And you just watch Hakim pull his arms off and slam the shit out of him. I'm outside the ring like, what the what is life right now? Watch my friend manhandle Bob Orton. We laughed so hard at that because he had a death grip on that top rope. He ripped his hands right off of it.
So he was like, I'm not doing this. Nope, you're going.
Yeah.
Down.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. He tried to fight it, but I made him go.
He never did. But on the flip side of that, after the match was over, we received one of the best compliments from somebody of that era, the era that we grew up in, the era that we watched, where he told us in the 20 years of doing those events that he was doing in that place, that we were the best team that he's ever worked with. And so good that they did it again the next year. Like we did another show and he was like, no, I want those guys. So like when we get that from those kind of legends, that means like everything to us.
Right. Well, especially like you said, your era. I mean, if you're the generation before you're not familiar with him, sure, it's an older guy. It might not mean as much, but if you're talking about a guy you grew up on, hell yeah, that means a lot.
It means a lot, yeah, because those are the guys that we have like the crazy respect for because they're the ones that influenced us to want to do this and to get that kind of compliment and thing. Like 10-year-old me, 8-year-old me would have never thought I'd be standing across the ring from Cowboy Bob Orton. That was crazy. And I get to tell my son that I beat up Randy Orton's father.
Yes.
Right.
I tell him all the time.
All of a sudden, he's complimenting you out of RKO out of nowhere. Fuck.
Yeah, right.
He knows where he is at all times.
Yeah, that was another thing in that match we did. I did a lockup with Bob, pushed him off. When I pushed him off, I hit the Randy Orton taunt form in front of him. Kind of kicked me like, what the hell? Yeah, it was a good time.
Man, that's really cool. Did you? I guess I forgot to ask. You said you were sort of like, "What the hell am I doing in this tag team?" It feels like a lot of tag teams that become successful start out that way. Like, "What the hell am I doing in this?" No, I'm a singles guy. Do you have at this point? Are you like, "No, we're a tag team. We're in this together"? Do you either of you ever have this? Maybe I could be a singles one day, or are you guys just like, "We're a team. We're in this together. Let's go." Like, what's the mindset in the go? I guess for now and in the future, it's just wherever it takes you, or are you like, no, all or nothing?
Go ahead, Hakim, because we were just talking about this.
Well, when we first was put together, it was one of those situations where if a bigger company, more of a TV company, I'm not talking about like a bigger indie. If it's a bigger indie, it has to be both of us. But in the beginning of when we was first formed, it was like, well, I mean, if a promoter like one more than the other, then we're gonna support each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, go ahead and we're not gonna take away each other's opportunity. If a promoter like one guy than the other, like, all right, we're gonna support you. But as time went on, and we have gotten, much better, and the respect level for each other became more and more, and it became, the House of Payne became a business. So now it's to the point where it has to be both, even in the bigger companies and even on TV. I feel like we're more profitable together than apart, you know? And it's crazy because a lot of people want to see that dream match. They want to see Hakim Ali versus Nick Payne. But I feel like it's really no value in that. We're better value as a collective team. And for the simple fact, because we did a like a quota a couple of weeks ago when we thought that it was a lot of teams out there that was together longer than us. But as we did our little survey, like as far as independently too, like we the only team out there that has been a team as long as we have. Right. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, why even bother? Like, This is what it is. It pisses me off a little bit because you got a lot of people that call themselves a team and then they rustle each other the next week.
Or they have different partners the next week.
They have different partners. It really irks me because, you know, like Nick and I always say, like it's not a slogan. We are tag team wrestling, and it's been proven that way now. It's like now, you know, to the point we was more kind of humble about it, but now it's time for us to be cocky about it. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been together for 8 years. Yeah, we've been together for 8 years. We got 10 tag team titles, and everything that we do, we earn. We never fucking politic to get anything. So it's to that point now. Yeah, we're gonna be a little fucking cocky about it. And not really care about these so-called teams. Now we respect teams that's been doing their thing for a while, but the ones that team this week, then the next week they fighting each other, and then the following week they teaming with other people, I don't respect that.
Yeah, because I mean that takes away a lot of opportunities for the guys that are real tag teams. Some people forget that tag team wrestling is an art form. And it's for us, nothing bothers us more than to go watch two singles guys go in a tag match and try to have two separate singles matches at the same time.
Yeah.
We look at it as being real disrespectful. So if you're not committed to being on the team, then just go be a singles guy. Oh, well, we could get booked here, so let's be a team today. Oh, next week we'll be opponents. Oh, let's do it. Come on, man. You taking out our opportunity, and we work hard for this. Me and Hakim don't take any singles booking at all. Like he said, if you get one, you get in both. There was an opportunity that somebody had gave me a call and asked me to do House of Hardcore. I was like, oh yeah, my partner will be there too. Oh no, we just want you. Well then you can't have me. It's both of us or none of us.
Right. Well, that's big respect because listen, I know House of Hardcore is not really around anymore, but at the time,
right at the time it was, and it would have been a big opportunity, but it was just like, nah. If my brother's not with me, we ain't doing it because we a tag team.
I respect the hell out of that, and I honestly, I mean, you can kind of trace back if you look at some of those like old, you know, maybe in the '90s, some of the WWF tag team champions. How many of those guys was just like, whether it be a storyline or just, hey, we got these two random guys, let's throw them together, and they're the tag champions now. And you can kind of trace it back to that. And I think that's why maybe on the big stage, tag team wrestling kind of got lost. And then over time, it just continued to get lost and people didn't like it. So it is. And listen, myself personally, a great tag team match is, you know, it doesn't singles tag team. If it's great wrestling, it's great wrestling. And tag team is different. You look at that Ring of Honor pay-per-view, you know, a week ago, FTR and the Briscoes. Yep. That's one. I think that's one of probably the best match I've seen all year, if not longer than that. And perfect tag team wrestling. Two teams that have been together for a long time. And again, you guys, 8 years is a hell of a run. You just grow that chemistry over the years, and it's good to see that. In a way, tag team wrestling is coming back, and to see you guys so committed is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, to springboard off of that, tag teams you respect. What do you guys like nowadays?
You talking about the present day?
We could talk about who influenced you originally. Okay, two-parter. Back in the fuck it. Overall, what's some of your favorite tag teams?
We could do both. We could do both.
What's some of your favorite tag teams?
Yeah,
Well,
Nick.
for me, I'm a huge Shawn Michaels mark. You guys can't see it. I'm in my little office here, but I got like just on my wall, I have a bunch of Shawn Michaels stuff. Like that's my
CJ, you
guy.
should be here for this.
So yeah, the Rockers definitely. Heart Foundation is a team that I take a lot from. Love the Heart Foundation. And the Brainbusters, of course, were some like my favorites. Out of the thing nowadays, it's a little difficult, but I like FTR. I like the Briscoes. The Briscoes are great dudes. Who else? I mean, I guess the Young Bucks. They I like them just because they do a lot of the wacky stuff. Like if you can if you want to take your mind and put it to a whole nother style of wrestling, I think they do a good job of what they do as well.
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Right.
But at the same time, it's just like I'm not really the biggest Young Bucks guy. Yeah, one of my favorite matches is the cage match they had with the Lucha Brothers on a couple pay-per-views ago.
Right.
If you haven't seen.
Yeah, like I mean, again, a lot of the tag teams that stick together and that do like, I respect all tag teams as long as they do the art form the correct way. Like, but yeah, the older school generation is really the more I like, and I'm actually starting to look more at the British Bulldogs and stuff because my partner's a big Davey Boy Smith fan, so we got to steal some of their stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna add on to his teams. He said the Rockers and the Brainbusters and the Hearts, which I love as well. But again, like I mentioned before, the Steiner Brothers, the British Bulldogs, Demolition.
Oh, I forgot Demolition. Yes,
the Demolition. So those was my 3 top teams. And then in today's, I like FTR. I like FTR because I feel like if we ever get a chance to work them, that'll be a good fucking match. Also the Briscoes. I would definitely like to actually get in the ring with them as well. I'm not gonna go Young Bucks. I'm gonna go more of the Usos.
Okay.
I like the
Usos.
When Usos changed from the Samoan gimmick to what they are now, that was like one of the biggest 180s I've ever seen. It was fantastic. It was really well done.
And they've been killing it like the last.
The Dudleys let
2 years.
them use their move.
Right.
Yeah.
The 1D now, which is crazy. 3D, 1D. But yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like you go through all the other eras too. Like there's so many other great tag teams like that. Bubba and Devon. You had the New Age Outlaws was a really great team to me. Like that's an example of 2 guys who we put together as singles, and
it worked.
It worked, right? It worked, and they flourished more in their career doing that.
Yeah, I mean,
even on the NWA side too, Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express.
Yes.
Like, the list goes on. It's so hard to narrow it down.
Even Sting and Luger was like a pretty legit tag team back in the day.
Oh, we were just talking about Sting and Luger today at the gym. We were just having that conversation.
Yeah.
I forgot that was a thing. What was Blade Runners?
The Blade Runner was Warrior. And
God damn it. I knew it was one. Damn it. I knew it was one of them. And I was just thinking not Sting and Warrior. And I fucking said it. You mentioned. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say personally from that era, like in the middle there, one of my top 3 wrestlers is Jeff Hardy, which makes the whole situation with the NEW show a little heartbreaking. But I grew up huge into the Hardy Boys, so it's like they're high flying, but they weren't quite the lucha style, and they influenced the whole generation just at WrestleMania 2000 alone.
Right.
With the ladder match, and then you got the TLC matches, but
it's more car crash than lucha.
Right, it was the video game style, is what I call it.
Okay, yeah, because it was like they were still like wrestling a bit of a heavyweight style, but they were still like high flying. Like Edge, I just referred to as like a 6'2" cruiserweight that back in the
day. Right.
Sort of similarities as far as the Hardys running their own promotion and then making it big, and then you're running your own promotion,
right?
So the path is right there.
I hope so. Those are some really big shoes to follow.
Mhm.
The Hardys, like, you talk about the top. That's the top of the top right there.
The path is there. I'm just saying. You're mentioning the tag teams, and I know you kind of touched on you take some stuff from the Hart Foundation, Bulldogs. I was gonna say, what are there any other influences that go directly into your matches from tag teams of the past that you do kind of take a little bit from, besides what you've already touched on a little bit?
I mean, yeah, we steal from every tag team that we like. I
Mhm.
mean, I hate to say steal, but I mean they really did influence us. Like we try it when we work heel, we definitely are more of a mix of a heel Heart Foundation, heel Brain Buster team. Like we really like. I mean, I know when I'm studying for matches or I'm trying to put matches together, those are the things I reference.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's a lot. There's a lot of those guys that it's so hard to even think of names right now, but definitely Brainbusters, definitely Heart Foundation.
I mean, we also get influenced by, the two tag team guys that trained us, with Joel, the SAT style, we do a little bit of their stuff. We do a little bit of Power and Glory and Young Stallion stuff. So it's
And
we
Pretty Wonderful.
yeah, pretty wonderful. So we kind of if it's great tag team wrestling, I'm quite sure we done stole from all of them, especially the teams from the 80s and the 90s. We definitely stole a lot from them, even our storytelling as well.
I was even going to say, from what I watched researching for this, you guys definitely have your own modern take on an old school style that it really works well.
Thank you, man. We try to work hard to do that. Like that's something that you get into some of the matches with some of the guys from today, and they're so into we got to get our shit in. We got to do our stuff. You don't have to. You have to tell a good story, right? You have to tell a good story. You have. There's been times in matches where me and Hakim don't do half the moves that we know how to do because it just doesn't call for it. It doesn't make sense in the story. So I mean, that's kind of like what that's something that Roma really put into our mind. Tell a goddamn story. Yes. Just go out there and do moves for the sake of doing moves.
100% fucking agreed.
I think I feel like just interviews along the way, you hear a ton of veterans that are like, if you think you've slowed down enough, slow down more.
Right.
Like,
right.
You can never, right. Because it is about story. And because the moves, it just becomes like you set a bad precedence, because it's like, okay, all right, we went through the table. Now we got to jump off the ladder. Now we got to jump off the roof and then bring a gun in the ring and then blow the building up.
Right.
So you just keep.
That's an actual story that we were told on this podcast.
Yeah. So of course, right. So speaking of stealing shit, I heard it. I got to steal it when I need. Exactly. So right, when you slow things down and it's not lower the expectations, but you build it up, and then you can still have this, big finale, if you will, without killing yourselves in the process, which I think is important.
Right.
There's one thing that we always hear too is when people see our matches, it's like, you guys are different. Because you don't like, yes, you might see us do a super kick, but seeing me do a super kick and seeing a 160-pound guy do a super kick, two different things.
Yep.
Two different things. And we try to tell that story, and a lot of those matches don't have that. So when they see it, and they always compliment us, you guys are different. It was good, but it was also different.
Yep. It's a mix of like that old school, slower thing down, but also the newer stuff of, all right, well, we can do these cool moves in addition to that. So it really does mix well.
Right.
And that's, like I said, it's like I said, the stuff I know we both research. So it's, we both have the same opinion of like, damn, okay. Didn't expect that. I love this. I guess, yeah. What else you got, Skylar? I see the wheels turning in your head. Go on. I'm trying to nicely lob the ball back to you without us.
Favorite tag team match.
Ooh, it's a good one.
Oh, mine's Brainbusters Heart Foundation SummerSlam '89
Good choice.
opening match. That and then second, Rockers Orient Express Royal Rumble '91.
Oh, awesome.
I'm gonna go Rockers, Barbarian Haku WrestleMania 7, that opening match.
Yep.
That was good. I'm gonna go
Mostly because
with.
if you ever say anything bad about Haku, he will find you no matter where you are.
This is true.
Not fuck with Haku.
That's
He's
right.
listening right now, whether you want to believe it or not.
Hope so.
Actually, that would be a cool plug.
Yeah, it would be.
Sure.
Anyway,
All right. So what's coming up in the future? I know you guys got your next shows Friday, September 16th. So how often do you guys run shows with Empire Pro?
Well, right now this is just the second one, so we're trying to build this one as like an event series. So we'll be doing, it's called Hot Shot. So we're trying to do those a little more frequently, maybe
Okay.
once a month, maybe once every other month for now,
Right.
and then build it to a monthly thing. But I mean, there's so many other things that we're doing too. We're also involved with a company called Coliseum Pro Wrestling that just had their second event last week. So I mean, if you want to give that a follow, please do Coliseum Pro Wrestling. We also
Coliseum. Yep.
we have Blood, Sweat, and Tears coming up August 20th, where we're taking on the Brick City Boys, which is another great tag team out of the New England area. They've been doing a lot of stuff with Wrestling Open and Beyond and all that. So really looking forward to that because that's a team we haven't worked, and they are a legit tag team.
Yeah, no, I think we've heard of them. They do a lot of Northeast wrestling stuff.
Right.
Yeah, no, and then we just had Brett Ryan Gosselin on last week. I know he's at Wrestling Open a lot, so I've gotten familiar with a lot of that stuff in the last couple of weeks. So you guys got a lot of good stuff coming up.
We do, yeah. So, we also have Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Again, that's run by Paul Roma and Mario Mancini. Dave Paradise from back in the day, also Paul Perez. They have a show coming up September 2nd, which is called Alley Fights. It's another thing that me and Hakim kind of put our brains together and put out there for them. So we kind of produced that. And then they have a show coming up at the Cadillac Ranch on September 25th. It's on a Sunday. It's going to be an early show, I believe 2 p.m. 15-woman battle royal and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's gonna be great.
And I believe it's going to be live on Fight TV, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
It might be. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of stuff, but please just go check those places out for sure. Empire Pro, Coliseum Pro Wrestling, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Support indie wrestling, all of it. It's all good.
That is, I think,
for this podcast.
Yeah, like I think coming into this, we didn't know what to expect, and the last few months doing interviews, we're really seeing just how much just work and dedication truly goes into indie wrestling, and it's all over the place. Like if you know, I feel like no matter where you live nowadays, there's probably something near you. So, you know, and I know, you know, we have a lot of friends who are musicians and they constantly say support local music. This is no different. You know, support, you know, it's the same thing. You want, you know, support your local business, because that's in essence what this is. You know, these guys, you know, everyone, they work so hard to put on a great show. And if there's one in your area and you got the time and the money, go support it, because you're gonna, you know, you're in for a great night. No matter where you go, I feel.
Right, and I mean, even for some people, especially with the way prices are on things right now, some people can't make it to the WWE shows and the WWE events, but you're gonna get the same passion, if not more, on an indie event, because we're all trying to make it and we're busting our ass to put out a good show for you guys, and it's not as expensive.
As you say, and you're going to spend your, you know, whatever, 10, 20, 25, 30 bucks, but you're going to see, first of all, you're going to sit close as hell.
Right.
You're going to be right on the action.
Second off, Pyro is overrated. Take it from me.
It's true. The whole arena fills with smoke. Can't see shit.
Can't hear shit.
It's loud as hell. Yeah.
The pyro isn't as bad now. I remember going to, you know, shows in the 90s, and it was like, there's like, I don't know what they were setting off. because like you couldn't hear shit after it. So I don't know if they've toned that. They clearly have toned that down in recent years, but I don't know, man. Whatever they were doing, shit was loud back in the day. Anything else, Skylar? What else you got? Anything else for these guys? Final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Modern take on an old school feel, and I am definitely looking forward to trying to make it out to one of your shows. So
appreciate it. Let's just hey, hit me up. Well,
plug your guy. First of all,
plug your shit. Let's go.
Yeah, plug your shit. Plug your merch, because I know.
Go for it. Take all the time you need.
All right, so we got prowrestlingtees.com / the House of Payne. We also have thehouseofpayne.com, which has exclusive merch that isn't on Pro Wrestling Tees. So I mean, if you guys could please go out, support that. We got everything: t-shirts, we got basketball shorts are coming soon, we got sweatpants, we got tank tops, crop tops for the girls, we got everything. Then for Empire Pro is EmpireProWrestlingShop.com. We got all that stuff there too. Please support that. It really means a lot to us. It'll help us get some of these shows out more. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter is Nick Payne _HOP. On Facebook, Nick Payne. Empire Pro Wrestling or Empire Pro _CT on Instagram and Twitter, and Empire Pro Wrestling CT on Facebook.
Well, it's easy to find me. You can just find me Hakim Ali on Facebook. You can find me Hakim Ali on Twitter. Instagram, you can find me as Hater Killer.
So violent.
Name. Good name.
I just got a TikTok, so you can follow me on TikTok.
Yeah. TikTok. We got Empire Pro _CT on TikTok. Check that out.
Yeah, man. It's easy to find me.
I don't know. I scroll TikTok. I don't understand what goes viral, man. If that's one thing, I think we're all just like, I don't understand how shit goes viral on there. I'll never understand.
TikTok is the first app that's made me feel old. Where I'm like, I just don't get it. Like, what am I doing here?
I couldn't even think about how to express it, and you just expressed it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Like because I feel like we all grew up with, whether it was MySpace.
Journal.
Oh my God.
Oh wow, MySpace. Yes.
Like, right, you had your top 8, you had your song on your profile, all that shit.
You want to get Tom the fuck out of there?
Oh yeah. Tom was gone from your top 8 friends.
Shit, I remember AIM.
Oh yeah. Oh,
like
absolutely.
Skull Nets with the kids. Oh man, it's crazy. I feel old now. This is dating me.
We're right around there with you. Trust us.
We had BRG on. I'm getting my week screwed up. He specifically said to us in what he said in whatever it was, like in 2007 when I was in 4th grade, and we all just quietly went like this, and then like he joked like, yeah, he's like, I did that on purpose. I know what I'm doing there, and I'm like, yeah, you do, but
shout out Victoria's.
Goddamn.
Yeah, no,
it doesn't make any sense.
I had a similar experience. I was talking to one of the other guys, one of the wrestlers. His name is Sunset Steve. He's out of Paradise Alley, so if you guys get a chance, check him out as well. But we were talking. He goes, "Hey, when did you start wrestling again?" I said 1999. He goes, "That's like 22 years ago." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up! Shut your face! Don't ever say that to me again." He's like, damn. I was like, God, it really made me feel so old.
Like, it's I don't get it. Like, like I said, we do this. We're like, listen, I'm not stupid. I understand not everybody in the world is
right.
Is 35, but come on. Like the fact it doesn't make sense to me that there were people, that there's people that can legally drink that were born after the year 2000. That's just I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense.
Scares me.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So
Meanwhile,
Listen.
we're going to end up asking a question. It's just going to date us further.
It is, and that's yes. One final question for you guys. So,
This is
and
the hotly debated topic
right,
of the six-man tag.
right. So whoever wants to take this and it's not the well, I guess two questions. We talked about this. I'll start with this because we talked about it before. How the summer is terrible, and you're programmed as a child to think that summer is great because you're off, but it's terrible. I know we got your take that you agreed with us. Hakeem, your take on is summer terrible, and is, do you prefer the cooler weather to do activities? My take is that besides swimming outdoors, every activity that people enjoy in the summer can be enjoyed in the fall with better weather.
1000%.
Yeah, fall and like the early springtime I like. The April, the May.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking about winter.
CJ, you're not here to argue against us.
Yeah, no. So yeah, he's the only one. Like I'm not talking about like the dead of winter. Like I don't think anybody is gonna say that that's better because it's not. But no, but fall when I can grill when it's 60 degrees. I can sit on the beach when it's 60 degrees. Exactly. Like I don't care about the ocean. I don't care if I go in or not. So I'll sit on the beach when it's 60 and just enjoy all that. Thank you for agreeing. I'm always happy with that. So now, right. So now our last question. So who wins in a fight? Mick Foley or Matt Foley, motivational speaker?
I'm gonna go with Mick Foley. He's a hardcore legend. I don't know who the other guy is, to be honest.
Oh no.
Oh, never mind.
I'm gonna go Matt because Mick Foley he's a worker. I just can't see him.
Who
as
is
a
Matt
street
Foley?
fighter.
Who is
You
Matt
ever
Foley?
seen
never seen Matt
Saturday
Foley?
Night Live? He lived in a van down by the river.
Oh, okay, that's him.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. He wasn't thrown off a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, but he put himself through a table and got back up like nothing happened. And he can cut a hell of a promo.
I was gonna say Matt Foley, great promo guy. Can both Mick and Matt can take a hell of a table bump.
Right.
I'd argue
you guys got me looking up who Matt Foley is.
I'd argue Matt Foley gets up quicker and can recover quicker than Mick.
Now, granted, Matt Foley probably never took about 18 chair shots.
Shots to the head.
Right.
Thanks,
he might be in better shape in this fight going in, but we're also saying those guys in their prime.
I just don't see Mick Foley as a fighter. I just don't see it in him.
Matt Foley's had a rougher time. I think he's got more fight in him.
Right.
That van,
like
you just stew in there.
Like, and he's hyping himself up. He's listen, you're gonna fight a guy sitting in a basement for 4 hours drinking coffee. I don't know.
I'm sorry, are we talking about
Chris Farley?
Chris Farley as
that is correct.
This is why when we ask this question, we don't give any context because most people, if they get it, they get it.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. I've never even seen that before.
Once you realize it's Matt Foley, you also or it's Chris Farley, you
right.
But you add the cocaine factor.
I was just about to say that. He was coked up, so he didn't feel anything. So I guess I got to change my answer.
This is what we're getting at.
I guess because
hey, you know what's so funny about this?
And he was a Beverly Hills Ninja.
He and you know what? He's the original.
Remind me.
What's his face? He's the original. This dude stole this gimmick. What's that guy's name? The guy that they was he used to come to the ring and he was humping on Vince McMahon.
Big Dick Johnson?
There you go. Big Dick Johnson stole his gimmick. He did that gimmick on Saturday Night Live.
He did.
Fuck.
Well, yeah, now I got to change my answer. Just
everything.
Look what happened to Vince from there.
That was the start. I bet Big Dick Johnson didn't get paid a couple mil to go away and not talk.
Got paid maybe 11.9 million less.
Yeah. I'm
and
sure
a
he
hot
had
dog and a handshake.
I'm sure. Did you ever get? Did you ever? Well, now I have to ask that. Did you ever get paid like that, like the stereotypical like wrestler, like hot dog and a handshake, like?
Oh,
like have you ever had payoffs where it was like, yeah,
Did
here's
you get the condiments?
no, I've never food. That was never. We've gotten some low pay, but never some food. Interesting story. We have a group of friends, and I'm not gonna say who paid them this money because we're still really good friends with them. But it was three of
statute limitations is enough. Got it.
It was three of them, three guys, and he gave them $20 to split between the three. That was bad. Like that. That was the worst thing I had ever seen.
That doesn't math well.
And oddly enough, that was the same night Hakim almost killed Juventud Guerrera. And
time out.
Okay. Podcast is not wrapping up.
We're not wrapped up yet.
And at the same time, while Hakim was trying to refrain from killing Juventud, I and our other partner may or may not have been smoking a little weed with Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Sr.
Okay.
And we're back.
Now first,
and we're not going anywhere.
Trust me, we're going to talk about that. Trust me, because it's what I'm doing after this podcast. What did Hoovy do? You almost get killed by you.
Well, my fucking tag partner and the fucking Guerreros, right?
Worse.
There was two separate cars.
Yeah, I would say you have to tell the backstory of what was.
Can I ask what year this is for context?
This is
2014.
Okay, so
oh shit! You know what? That was
the first night we teamed up.
The first night we teamed up. Yep. The first night we was officially known as the House of Payne. Yep.
Right.
Yep. This was June 7th, 2014.
Yep.
So
two separate cars.
Two separate cars.
The instruction is to take them from the venue to their hotel room, which was maybe 20 minutes away, a half hour away.
Right.
Okay, so go ahead, continue.
So I have Juventud Guerrero in the passenger side, and I have Blue Demon Jr. in the back. So I'm following my tag partner and the Guerreros. So they got us going around the whole fucking city, just going around the city. So Chavo's like, where they? No, I'm sorry, not Chavo. Juventud says, where they going? I said, I have no fucking idea where they going. I'm following them so I can get you to the hotel. So he goes, but you should know where the hotel is. Ain't this your town? I said, no, I'm from the Bronx. I'm not from Brooklyn, so I don't fucking know Brooklyn like that. Oh, this is crazy. I need to go and sleep. And he just kept nagging me.
So now in our car, I gotta preface this. In our car, the conversation is, hey, you guys smoke? Yeah, hell yeah. All right, so let's I got some stuff here. Let's, roll up. We do our thing. The Guerreros get hungry. Hey, let's go get some New York pizza. All right, cool. It's like 2 a.m. There is no pizza shop open, but we're gonna search around and find this pizza shop. So that's why they're following us. We've abandoned the whole hotel idea. We're trying to go eat with the Guerreros.
As you would. I mean,
none of us thought to pick up the phone and say, hey, these guys want pizza. Let's go get something to eat. We're just traveling around Brooklyn aimlessly searching for a pizza shop. And he's cursing out Hoovy in his car.
Yeah. I'm telling him, leave me the fuck alone. Like, we're going to get there when we fucking get there. Don't you see we following the Guerreros right now? Oh, but Bobby, come on, you should know.
I'm sorry, but the Guerreros take precedent over Hoovy.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Especially if weed is involved.
Right.
Well,
yeah,
so
I was gonna.
Yeah, we finally made it there, and then he was nice to Hakim when we got to the hotel.
Yeah.
The only cool one was Blue Demon. Blue Demon didn't care when he got to his hotel room. He was like, as long as I get there, I'm fine.
Good for you for basically being like, shut the fuck up. We'll get like, and not being like, oh yes, sir. Whatever you need, sir, Mr. Juventud Guerrera. Good for you for just being like,
yeah, I was gonna kick his ass, man.
I was gonna say,
I was
reality.
this close. I said, you say one more fucking word, one more.
Was he wearing a mask?
Yes,
No.
he had his mask on. Yeah, he had his mask on. Yes, he had his mask on.
I know Blue Demon had his mask on. I didn't know he had his mask on.
Both of them had their mask on, but then when we got to the hotel, he took it off. Right.
So he rode with it in the car.
Right.
But yeah, he rode with it in the car. When he wrestled that night, he didn't have the mask on either.
Right. That's what I'm saying, because it was
he didn't have the mask on either.
Was he already high? Like what?
He must have been. The way he was acting,
there's a good chance.
He must have been.
But I can tell you that we got out the car and they went into the hotel room. We got them there safe. The yelling that Hakim gave me and my other partner, where the fuck were you? What the fuck are you doing? Me and my partner is high as hell. Like, yeah, they wanted pizza. We're not gonna tell them no. Like I'm not denying.
I mean,
Did the Guerreros know?
Yeah.
I mean, did you find pizza at all?
We did. We wound up finding pizza.
All right.
Yeah,
I was gonna say somewhere over there, it had to be something open late. 4 a.m.
There was a late night pizza spot. They enjoyed it. So good night for us. Not so much for Hakim.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let me tell y'all another story. This is a story that I never told on a podcast.
Oh,
exclusive. Let's go.
This is an exclusive story. This is exclusive for y'all. First time ever. Do y'all remember the Tough Enough winner Solid Rage?
yes.
Wait, which season?
I think that was the season that I think Steve Austin was the host of.
Oh, what's your favorite match? Alicia Fox and Melina.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yes. That's
okay.
I remember that season.
Okay, the winner of it, he called himself Solid Rage or some stupid shit like that.
Some stupid shit, yeah.
Okay. Now,
all right.
This is Queens, New York. The Encore Center. It was a event. You had Savio Vega, Blue Demon, the SATs. Proud and Powerful, before they was Proud and Powerful, they was known as the
Time out. Am I wrong that is a stupid fucking name?
Yes.
Thank you. You could have gotten something out. You could have gotten something off of LAX without being LAX. Come on.
Yeah, and this is before they was LAX. This is when they was known as EYFBO.
Okay.
They was on the show.
Yeah. Okay. I have an idea of the time frame now.
Right. Shit, quite a few. I can't even remember what else. Myself, I was on
Chris Masters.
Chris Masters.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Yep. Now. Papa Don. So we're backstage. So Solid Ray shows up, and he's backstage the whole time. So the show is going on. Apparently, the bookers asked him to come, but they didn't use him. So he's there the whole night long. Never wrestled. He's in backstage the whole night. So now it's breakdown time. Breaking down the ring. Show is over. He has he gets an attitude because he's looking for his envelope. The promoter was like, "Who asked you to come?" And he's giving off some name that the promoter never heard. I was like, "Well, I didn't ask you to come. You came. We didn't use you. You're not getting paid." So this is going on while I'm helping put the ring in the truck. And one of the guys is running to the truck. Hey guys, hurry up and get the ring in the truck. Solid Rage threatening he's going to break the ring if he don't get paid. So I looked at this guy. I'm like, there's about 15 of us, and this fucking fucker here. and you telling us to hurry up, he's gonna break the ring. I said, if he touches the fucking ring, we break him. Get the fuck out of here.
The Ivan Drago. I break him.
Break his ass. So he hears that, and he comes out like he's gonna do something. And I'm standing there like, yeah, touch the fucking ring and see what happens. Yeah. And then you seen the entourage started surrounding him. And he tucked his fucking tail behind his legs and fucking left. No payment, no nothing.
You realize
it's funny because I haven't heard from him ever since then either. I don't know if he did any indies anywhere, nothing like that, but it was just real strange. And he was cool the whole night, but then he just showed his ass at the end. And I'm like, and see that, and that's the thing that kills me with today's wrestlers. It's like, a lot of them are not really that tough. I mean, I'm not calling myself a tough guy, but you gonna let this one fucking guy threaten you and you get all scared, and we here as a fucking team, fuck him. That's something that has to go with the promoter. That has nothing to do with us. He ain't breaking our fucking ring.
Right.
And I stood my ground, and he fucking left.
So moral of the story is Hakim likes to beat up wrestlers. That's where we're gonna go with this. It's tempted to kill Juventud and Silent Rage.
Like,
That's an impressive hit list.
Like you said, like I feel like if you won Tough Enough, you're at least like remembered. Yet you said Silent Rage, the guy that won Tough Enough.
Tell me Mike, look me in the eyes and tell me you actually remember.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
yeah, because he actually won it.
He won, and he fucking eliminated. He eliminated the Undertaker from the Royal Rumble. He had some like memorable spots.
Right.
Tell me you remember Nadia. I dare you.
Jamie Noble's fucking the trailer park wife. That was fantastic. They did. You're not getting me on this.
Ironically enough, first off, the most memorable person on any of those was Daniel
The Miz.
Pewter.
Oh yeah,
winners or people on it.
Miz.
Well, the ones that was on it was more successful than the winners.
That's true.
Yeah.
John Morrison won.
Yep.
Johnny last name. As
I mean, Chris Nowitzki was on it, and he's more remembered, but also, where he is now with all the concussion research.
Yeah.
But I would argue, and then Matt Capitelli was supposed to be good. Obviously he just had
that was tragic.
Yeah.
That was.
I'm trying to think of. I mean, I know you said Daniel Pewter won the season the Miz was on, and he tried to fight Kurt Angle for real, and that didn't.
Even Melina Alicia Fox is my favorite match. Even she became a Funkadactyl.
Yeah, right. So literally.
Wait, was that Cameron?
Yes, Cameron.
I think so. Yeah.
Cameron. Yeah.
Naomi didn't say that shit.
No, and then Josh Matthews was on the first Tough Enough.
Oh, yep.
I remember rooting for him, and then all of a sudden, like,
even that dude that fell and Triple H said, your nuts fell out of your shorts is more memorable than the guy that won that you just talked about, Silent Rage.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I barely remember Silent Rage.
Exactly. But I also think everybody watched Tough Enough because it was on MTV back in the day. At least I think like that, like our age group wrestling fans did. It seems.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Whereas like clearly this
that
was
MTV
different.
was not going to play M anymore.
Yeah, right. But man, Silent Rage. I never think I'd ever hear that name. Andy Levine, real name. Holy shit.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
And the funny thing was that night, I totally forgot who the fuck he was until somebody else said it. And I said, oh.
And then so I found a Reddit thread that just says, anybody remembers Silent Rage, Andy Levine from Tough Enough? He just got slapped by Vince and got a stunner and was never seen again on Raw. So I have no memory of that.
Neither do I. I'm about to say that I wiped that shit from my memory because
that's hilarious. Are there any other wrestlers that you've almost had to beat up that are, somewhat famous? You gave a look like there's someone else.
Well, Nick know who I'm about to say.
Oh.
Go on.
My God. Yeah, Nigel McGuinness.
Oh, wait a minute.
I feel like
Absolutely
I'm just gonna go ahead and say, like, the first hour interview, solid. I feel like we all did a great job on that. Great insight. I felt like we gave some good questions. This is like a part 2 now.
Yeah, now,
So, as we
were
said,
told to bring our best stories.
and
so
you are.
you guys are
You
getting
are.
this
Thank
you
you very
are.
much. Now I
Even
want
if
to
we
hear about this one.
yes. Yes.
Okay,
Go
so
on.
around it was 2013, 2014. This is all like around the same time too. Me, Hakim, my partner, a few other guys that we used to roll with, we were doing ring crew for Ring of Honor. So we would get there early, set up the ring, stay for the show, and then usually before the show starts, they would have us do security by a merch table. So we get there early in the day and, shake everybody's hand like you're supposed to. I go to Nigel McGuiness. I go, hey, how you doing? My name is Nick. He looks at my hand. He looks at me. He walks past me.
Oh, boy.
Said, okay, cool. Maybe you're having a bad day. So they put me at his merch table. So before people come in, I go, hey, Nigel, pleasure to meet you. I'm, big fan. Looks at my hand again, doesn't say anything to me. Hakim's like, I'm gonna fucking slap him. He does that shit to you one more time, I'm fucking him up. So I'm like, no, it's all right, bro. Like maybe there's something we don't know that's going on. So I tried one more time. I said, listen, I'm not gonna be disrespectful. I'm gonna try it one more time. So I go to do it again, and Hakim is like, fuck him. I'm gonna beat his ass right now. And I like have to physically stop him, like, bro, relax. Me and my friends are like, listen, you have to chill. You can't do that. You can't do this here. But yeah, that ever since then, now when you bring up Nigel McGuinness's name, Hakim is always like, I'm gonna beat his ass when I see him. That was it. I mean, I think that was the only time. That was the only other time.
That's so weird, especially when you're almost taught, like, you go to a locker room, you shake everyone's hand, you be respectful. So
right, and
you want it in return. It's it's not exactly a big ask to I'm gonna work your merch table and make sure people don't fucking sit here and move along.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it took me for a shock. Like, okay, maybe there are some people in this business that are just not. They're just not cool people. They just don't.
I feel like he might be someone that could be bitter based on how he had to retire, medically, but still, it doesn't give you a free pass to just blow people off if they're like beneath you or something.
Right, and it was just looking at my hand, looking at me, and then kind of just like talking to somebody else. It's like, oh shit, okay, cool. But yeah,
no, it pissed me off because he shook everybody else's hand, even my hand. So it was like, what the fuck?
It was
is
weird.
your problem?
It was very weird. And it wasn't like I was, we had like ROH, we had badges on, we had crew shirts, so I don't know what that was about, but. Yeah, that was the only one, right, Hakim? That's the only other person. Everybody else has been very nice to us. Earl Hebner was very nice to us. Dangerous Danny Davis. We have good rapport with referees. I don't know what that's about either. Like, they love us.
Actually, so do we.
Same.
Yeah, referees love us. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, we cool with Tuco Scorpio. He was good.
I got a curious one because I'm pretty sure it's the same neck of the woods. You ever cross paths with Eddie Kingston?
Yeah.
I've actually smoked with Eddie Kingston as well.
Yes. I personally love Eddie, so that's why I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, he was real cool. He like at first a little hesitant, obviously, because in New York we're just all on guard.
Right.
So he was a little hesitant at first, but then like as he saw we were cool and everything, we chopped it up. He was real nice with us and everything. It was cool. It was a cool experience meeting him and sharing a locker room with him.
He seems like he's just like misunderstood. I
think so. I mean, and he's been open and honest about like some of the things he was going through in the past and everything like that. Yeah. But
because like he gets like on AEW TV, it feels like he gets trashed quite a bit, like for no reason.
Yeah, and I don't understand why. Because he's again, anytime that I've met him a few times, and we've been around him a few times. He's always been nothing but super cool. So, I mean. I got nothing but nice things to say about him.
Wasn't Sandman a dick to us as well?
Not to us. We just seen him do like to a promoter. He came in jeans, a button-up shirt, and sandals. He came in, he hit somebody with a kendo stick, then demanded his pay and walked right out the building. Like it was all in the same.
Many beers in?
I don't even know. It had to be a lot. Like he had his lady friend in the car waiting for him, ready to peel off.
I mean, the
We're getting the
cars
fuck out of here.
cars running.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair to him, that is his whole thing. But at the same time, come on,
Right. I mean,
you're booked. I feel like you stick around. I don't know.
my thing was you don't own an ECW shirt. Like he came in a button-up shirt, like a college shirt. Like, all right, come on. But
it's the sandals for me. Those are the fucking things. Come on. Like, what if he swung and he busted his ass?
yeah, nah, he definitely had on the Jesus Vandals.
Yo, if Matt Riddle can go barefoot all the time, I'm just saying.
Fair.
And he's stoned all the time, so.
Also fair.
Right. Right. And so far that's I think that's it. That we've, had any negative interactions with. Everybody else has been real positive.
I mean, that's good to know. It feels like most people, like, again, most people at this point are brought up like, no, you go to the locker room, you shake everyone's hand. So I think a lot of those guys probably, again, pass that respect along.
Right. And
Except
especially from that era, yeah, you would think, but whatever.
Just accept Juventud Guerrera and Nigel McGuinness and Silent Rage. See, we just told that story like 5 minutes ago, and I instantly already forgot his name.
He's like, and tough enough.
I had to think about it. I was like, wait, who else did they say? It was someone. Oh, right, a nobody.
I guess I have one more kind of almost generic question, but whatever. Who'd you like to work with if you were given the opportunity?
There's so many teams. The obvious ones, FTR, the Briscoes, like we mentioned already.
Oh, right.
Again, we're getting to do Brick City Boys, which is something that we've never done. Dang, who's another? There's actually been talk of us versus the Now.
Really?
Yeah, Hale Collins. Yeah, that was something that's been coming up, or that somebody's been asking me to put together if I can. There's another team called the Stepdads. They want to work with us.
Oh,
we would like to work with them as well. Hakim, who would you say?
I want to work the Samoans.
All right.
Oh, actually, us versus the SAT. That's another thing that we haven't been able to do that I'd like to cross off my bucket list.
All right.
Because we were trained by them. So yeah, I think there's so many teams. Private Party, we never got to work. It would be cool to work with them. I'm trying to think.
We never worked Proud and Powerful either. We never worked them.
Yeah, but they don't seem to be being on teams anymore.
I didn't. I didn't want to say it in case it's rumor and
well, what about the teams in NEW that y'all know about?
So I know they're champions, Waves and Curls. We haven't had
we worked them before.
We've worked them numerous times. Yeah,
we worked them before.
Who am I blanking on? I know you mentioned the Now, who they're. I don't like to announce guests ahead of time on the podcast. They're currently scheduled to be on next week, so maybe we'll have to plant the seed as much as we possibly can for you guys.
Whatever makes this podcast canon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Other tag teams. I know you mentioned Brick City Boys. I know they're over there a lot. I know the Trust Fund because we had Jared on. I know his team. I'm blanking on the guys in that though. I think it's like revolving.
Didn't we work them before, Nick?
No, that's not. No.
That wasn't them?
Oh,
okay.
We worked Money in the Monarchy.
Oh, okay.
Both money gimmicks.
Yeah. I don't even think they team up anymore.
But as far other tag teams in NEW, I'm not super familiar with every tag team over there. Again, I think
somehow we'll probably end up interviewing most of them.
This is true.
So what do y'all think of their current champs?
I mean, well, Waves and Curls, just seeing them, they're really good. I know they're actually just on one of the AEW shows recently too.
Yeah, Dark. Yeah,
that was it. I know. I get the YouTube ones mixed up. And I know. What's that? What did you say?
Actually.
He was just on AEW too, and again, Dark. I think they forget who they lost to. And I know Dan Maff's still their main champ, and he's really good. He's wrestled everybody.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
And
would have
then-
liked to have
actually-
worked the Hit Squad.
His squad. See, that's why we
Him-
had tag team wrestling.
I know.
Him and Monster Mac for sure. That would be great.
Yeah, but they haven't tagged up in years. So
Well, like I said, we are
Cut the
scheduled.
promo now and
Yeah,
send it
right.
to them.
Yeah.
I'll clip it, and who do I have to DM it to?
well, let them know when we the first tag team that was on here. So you
Yep.
let everybody else you put on here that we want them all.
Yeah.
We'll plan. Listen, listen. That's fair. We'll honor that.
Mhm.
We'll honor that. Yeah, no, like I said, we're scheduled to have the now next week. We'll plant that seed for you guys, and then anyone else that we're lucky enough to get in the future, we promise to do the same. Hey, you're not the first tag team on, but in fact, the first tag team wants you guys.
There
Yeah,
you
no,
go.
definitely. Yes,
We
set
got
it up.
you.
Let's make it
Go.
happen.
We got
There
you.
you go. There you go.
Well, this was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it again, guys. Thank you for having us on.
Like
man.
I said, I feel
Absolutely.
like
Thank you.
I feel like this was like two podcasts into one, just our formal sit down interview, and then just you
Whatever
said
the
well, you
fuck we
said
want.
you said who go on, and that's
wait,
what.
wait. I do have one more question.
Yes, go.
Sure.
What is your favorite closed 90s retail store?
Oh fuck, that's right.
Ooh.
We've had many discussion. We've already brought up Blockbuster.
I'm not gonna.
Cowdoors.
I'm a big music guy, so nobody beats the Wiz.
Wow.
Now you know what
What is
commercial
that?
to find, Mike.
I remember like cutting school to go and buy CDs when they first dropped and came out. So yeah, that's mine, the Wiz.
You know what? I'm gonna go Virgin Records.
Oh wow, the Virgin Mega Store.
They're
Damn.
still sort of around.
Oh, are they?
They are?
It's an online thing. I've
Oh
got
my
a few.
God.
I'm a big
wow.
Dono guy, so I've got a
Doesn't
few from.
count.
Okay, you know what? That doesn't count.
It doesn't
Mike,
count.
get the music for Virgin. The commercial.
Yeah, no,
No,
mine is
the-
Wiz
Bro, the
for
Wiz,
sure.
people remember the Wiz ads though, so
Mhm.
I'll insert that into this podcast before I do Virgin Records.
Sue us, as Mike would say. You fucking
Sue
can.
us. You can't, you fucking broke bitches. No, you're all out of business. Little do I know, someone's got money kicking around probably, and this will backfire on me big time one day. What?
This isn't a retail store, but Discovery Zone. I remember as a child.
Oh,
Thank you.
God,
Thank
yes.
you.
Remember that?
Cow doors. What about cow doors?
Oh,
Cowdoors was our very first one.
Yeah, that was so like I know you guys, grew up in the city. I think we mostly grew up like up in the Poughkeepsie area.
Mm.
So was there a Wiz up there? I feel like I don't remember. That might have been more of something down in the city.
What about this one? Woolworths.
Wow. Damn, you old.
Kind of about to say what he said. Wow.
Conway's.
That one I don't remember. That one I don't remember.
I
that
feel
that
more
might have
gray-
just been a
Dude, I'm feeling the
Bronx
gray
staple.
hairs here, okay?
Dr. J's.
Damn, Dr. J's.
Okay, Mike, we have advertisers for the next like 3
Month.
months now.
Alexander's.
I think those are only like New York. Those aren't big New York.
Those are
chains. That-
oh,
yeah,
those are
that's
just New York stuff.
that's like little
My mo-
Bronx shit.
My mom grew up in the Bronx, so
Yeah.
I'm like the only one that did that family that grew up in the fucking city. I'm the
And
only
Bally's Total Fitness.
fucking Valley.
Yep. I remember
Is that gone now?
It is.
Wow. I see. I hear Bally's. I just think of a casino at this point.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Okay, here we go. Buster Brown.
Jesus Christ, you're old as shit, bro. I don't know.
You are old. As somebody that's old, you're old.
I feel like that shit closed down before I was even born. You still
Okay,
remember
Radio
that shit.
Shack. Radio
Radio
Shack.
Shack.
Okay.
Okay.
That's more like.
I'm
Although,
surprised we haven't done Radio Shack.
well, Radio Shack's got like a social media person that's just like fucking around on their accounts at this point. So
So we
Somebody
booked them.
forgot to log out.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with it, but they're they were just trending. It's almost like they did on purpose. Radio Shack's back. Not really though.
Wow.
Now I gotta find this.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, but seriously,
Yeah.
this was fucking awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
You guys,
Like I said,
welcome back
we're
anytime.
Yeah,
Doors
like
are
I said,
open
yeah,
for-
like I said,
for
we're this no name podcast, just trying to have some fun and shoot the shit, and we truly appreciate the time. You could have seen, looked at our account and said like, oh, these guys got nobody, and said no, we're not doing this.
Not a no name, up and coming. You
Thank
guys
you.
got a name,
Thank
an
you.
up and coming podcast.
Thank you.
Yep.
We appreciate that. I guess let's get our plugs in. So Six Man Tag Podcast on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on YouTube. That's your main spots for checking us out. Instagram at Six Man Tag Podcast. That's the number 6 Man Tag Podcast, not the word 6 as someone else out there wanted to do, but listen, I'll shit on someone. They have less followers than us, so we're doing better. And then I don't think they don't have guests. I stalk. Don't worry. We're at Six Man Tag. We're at Six Man Tag on Twitter, even though I'm terrible at keeping that Twitter account updated, but it's there. It exists. We don't have a TikTok because I don't get it. We have a Discord. So we have a Discord. It's a great, group chat, social platform. We got all our different channels up there for discussion. So feel free, anyone that's listening, go join our Discord. Go to our Instagram page, like I already mentioned, at Six Man Tag Podcast. Click the link tree in our bio. The Discord link's right in there. It'll send you right over. You'll get right in.
Don't ask about the OnlyFans yet.
No OnlyFans.
But not yet.
We've thrown around the idea of just throwing this up on Pornhub, because anything you upload to there just gets like 100,000 clicks because there's fucking weirdos on there. I don't even know what would we title this episode on Pornhub. I'm terrible at this, but
I mean, we have the picture of Ann on the couch, so we're already halfway there.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, the casting couch with him on it by himself. Yes. I hope that reference hit. Did I miss any of our shit? Oh, follow the Paperweight Project. Our Craig, who's a cunt who couldn't be here. That's his music. He's got songs. And Skylar, plug your. Oh, we're also at Six Man Tag on Twitch. And Skylar, you've got a Twitch, don't you?
Twitch Strange AFC. A lot of gaming. I've been doing Cyberpunk 2077 recently. I'm doing Amori right now. I'm probably going to do Horizon Zero Dawn so I can finally fucking play Horizon Forbidden West. And also I jam guitar just to kind of hope that people watch and give me some input and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was just practicing some shit earlier, as well as playing some Voivod songs. And because I've been listening to Anthrax lately, I thought, what the fuck, I should actually know how to play Bring the Noise.
There you go.
And that's because it's such good shit. Thank you for Skylar, Mike, for Nick Payne, for Hakim Ali, the House of Payne. Excuse me,
Yes,
I don't want to be too white over here saying you guys' name. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for listening.
Appreciate you guys.
And,
Thank you for having us.
Until next time. Bye for now. Peace.
Yes, sir.